But first, well, it's interesting that Australia's most left-wing government, of course I refer to Victoria, and the university sector, which is a hotbed for Marxism, are cozying up to the Chinese Communist Party at a time when most of Australia are aghast at the bullying that's coming from that particular country. Now, as China comes down hard on our barley and beef producers with punitive sanctions, the Victorian Government continues its so-called Belt and Road folly with the Chinese, effectively allowing the communist country to get a major foothold into Victoria through infrastructure projects and other measures. Also at the University of Queensland, they continue to go after a student, who'll be on the show a bit later, who organised anti-China and pro-Hong Kong rallies. Let's not forget that Australia's tertiary education system is heavily reliant upon Chinese students. About a third of the total university student enrolments in this country emanate from China. Now, in Victoria, we've had the unedifying comments of its Treasurer, Tim Pallas, saying the Morrison government had, put this in quotes, vilified China by leading the call for an independent inquiry into the origins of coronavirus. Well, you know what? The Treasurer there in Victoria, Mr Pallas, he should resign. It's that simple. He's not part of Team Australia. This guy's a sycophant to the Chinese, a bloke. He's lost touch with reality. My suggestion to Mr Pallas is that if he wants to deploy his own brand of socialism on the good folk of Victoria, it's time he emigrated to Beijing and joined his comrades there. What a disgrace he is. In fact, the way Victoria has handled this whole pandemic crisis has been extraordinary. As for UQ student Drew Pavlo, he and his legal eagle, Tony Morris, they walked out of a disciplinary hearing yesterday because they say the University of Queensland was not complying with its own charter by refusing to hand over documents required for Pavlo's defence. Now, those documents relate to the university's Vice-Chancellor allegedly liaising with the Chinese consulate on how they should manage the public relations response to the Pavlo matter. Now, that imbroglio is now, of course, headed for a likely hearing in the Supreme Court. It's messy stuff. But let's cut to the chase here. We're not all in this together. Most Aussies are on Team Australia, but the Victorian Government and many universities are not. For that, they should hang their heads in shame. The almighty dollar has soured their judgement once again.